All right, we're gonna get him on. Like, first name it's Joe. And here we go.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's
Hello.
up, Joe?
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Well,
Awesome.
welcome to DC Figures and Collectibles, the guest portion. This is Tyler and Scott, and we are joined by, if you are following him on Instagram, his handle is at letgo_n_Lego, and his name is Joe, and we've had him on before as a guest. And we are very happy to have him back, as we have a lot to talk to him about, as well as a big project that he's undertaking that so far he's knocking out of the park. So, Joe, how are you doing?
Pretty good. All things considered, I'm doing pretty well.
You're from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, I'm in Brooklyn.
So how are things going for you in one of the biggest cities that is in shutdown right now?
It's insane. It is craziness. Like, I'm home from work. I walk my dog. No one's on the streets.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, it's super bizarre.
That sounds like it's a different world, because I was in New York and you barely got any shoulder walking space. So that's just
Yeah, it's a ghost town.
See no people.
Mm-hmm.
How are you finding keeping busy?
I've been doing these Lego pictures of the animated series.
Yeah,
So
that's the greatest thing about our hobby.
Yeah.
Toy photography, it's the perfect hobby to have when you've got to be socially distant, given that we probably do it most of the time all the year round anyway.
Yeah, I try my most to socially distance, even when it's not a pandemic.
I know this has just been like normal days for me so far. It's great. But yeah, no, you're doing a fantastic job with the BTAS picture reviews that you've been doing. But before we get into all that, how's the last sort of 6 to 8 months been since you've been on the show? You've been doing a lot of different Lego pictures and loads of different setups.
Just my life has been crazy. I got married, bought a
Oh,
wow! Congrats.
So thank you.
Big congrats.
So it's been insane.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty life-changing. A wedding. Wow.
Yeah. Like, I'm on a new job a little over a year now. So like 2019 was a pretty big year for me. And now we're stuck in 2020.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything like that. I'm glad that you did. No, but yeah, I mean, you're still nothing but excellence and high quality from all your photos. And it's always a good mixture of, there's some serious stuff. Sometimes there's recreations of famous scenes. And you have also a great sense of humor. I really enjoy whenever you do anything funny, because you have a quick wit about you. You seem very smart. So I enjoy that as well. If you guys are following me, you'll understand some of his funny stuff. And it's always a mixture of different pop culture references as well. But in terms of Batman animated series, can we get an idea of your thought behind undertaking the going through and ranking them? Did you like go through and watch the series again, or like, holy crap, it still holds up?
As soon as my job told me, like, you're going to be off for an extended period of time, the first thing I did was rewatch the animated series. I watched all the episodes in like 4 days. Like that was, yeah, my first week off, I powered through every single episode. And then I was like, just looking at your guys' photos, I was like, those are really fun to recreate. And I was like, in Lego, it would be fun to do. So let me do it, and might as well rank them rather than, what my favorites are and whatnot, rather than going in episode order. Because I thought it would be fun. Maybe some people commenting if they liked the episode, if they disagreed with it, if they agree. So I think more down the line, more people will be like, wait, why is this here, and whatnot? Because everyone's got a different opinion of it, and there's so many great episodes that I think there's probably 7 to 10 episodes that you could argue from 1 through, the top 10.
Yeah.
Each of them, you have a valid argument of this is why I think this episode is the best.
Yeah,
definitely. I like that you're just being straight up and honest about your opinion. I mean, I really love Tiger, but I enjoyed hearing your thoughts and your opinion on it and why you might not be in your favorite. So it was enjoyable to see someone else's perspective. And also, you're able to do some way better recreations than most people are able to do with the Lego accessories. I mean, let me show one of these pictures. My camera will work. There we go. This one is just epic, and there's no way we're ever going to see a Sewer King. But you did a great job of mixing and matching, and even the background looks like there's a ton of depth. It does look like you're in a brick sewer, and you just do a killer job anytime you do anything. So the fact that you're undertaking this project, I am really excited, and I hope that all our listeners end up following you and tracking.
It's been interesting that I've been enjoying doing the episodes that I don't like because so many of them have characters that there's no Legos of. So I get to make like the Terrible Trio. There's no,
Boom, on screen.
Getting an official Terrible Trio Lego.
Yeah, it's even funnier that he has a chicken head. That's even funnier to me.
Fantastic picture, that one. I really enjoyed those three. I don't think anyone's going to argue over the episode selection of that being really low down.
No, in fact, me and Scott were just talking before we got on how much we appreciate your honesty in the Catwoman pictures.
Yeah.
I love Catwoman, and I love that show, and they did so much for so many characters. Catwoman sucks on that show. Like, her stories are so bad, but she finds her way into great episodes. Like, she just so happens to be in them. Like, she shows
Almost
up
got him.
The dream. She's not in it, but like, it's not her episode. But she finds her way into the episode. Almost got him. She finds her way into the episode. She's in good episodes, but when they focus around her, it's brutal sometimes.
I was just saying to Tyler before we came on air, the New Adventures is when I think we see the best of Catwoman, because I love the cult episode's pretty good. And then we've got You Scratch My Back, which is a fantastic episode with Catwoman in. So in the animated series, the original animated series, I don't think they really do like an epic job with Catwoman in her actual episodes. Like I say, that the Cat Scratch Fever one is just...
She goes on a weird journey in the animated series. Like, you have Cat Scratch Fever, where she
Roland Daggett.
Right, and she gets infected with
on screen.
The disease. Batman's got to save her. Tiger, she turns into a cat. Batman's got to save her again. So it's like, I don't know.
Tiger. You did a great job on this. This is perfect.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that one.
And Dorian, and look at Batman in the back.
I love Batman in the window, yeah. Looks terrific.
The perfect face. No. This one that's even impressive. I know there's not a huge rotund Lego, but that's pretty impressive.
Right. That's as good as I could get, Boss Biggest.
The Forgotten Bruce has the white hair. It's awesome.
Yeah. Gaff.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant episode, that one. I do enjoy that episode. It's just to see Boss Biggest get thrown down a water chute by Batman is just so good.
And that's your latest one today. Is there any shots that we I'd like to show the announcement one too, because this was a cool shot, especially the background with the parents on the wall. Are you doing just BTAS, or are you going to do the new Batman Adventures at all?
I'm going to do them separately.
Okay.
But I think after this, I'm going to give it a little break of Batman and then do those.
Yeah, everyone was waiting for Critters to appear as the bottom episode.
Yeah. I was waiting for that one to pop up.
Yeah,
when the bugs come back for good. Yeah, terrible episode, that one. But yeah, no, I enjoyed some of the picks so far. I enjoyed the explanations for them. I'm looking forward to seeing the top 10. I mean, this is going to be a tough project that you're taking on to get a different picture for each one. So how far in advance do you plan each picture, or do you just sort of go and attack each one each day? Like, because I know Tyler's similar sort of things. So
I have up to Friday done.
Wow.
Okay, cool.
So I got 4 in advance. And then I have some random ones that are done like that.
Nice.
I'm not, because I'm thinking ahead now that the quarantine is gonna end, and I'm gonna have to go back to work, and I'm not gonna have as much time to build. So I'm gonna start building from the beginning up. So when I get to the top 10, those photos aren't less quality than what's happening now, because the next couple that I have, I had to I built custom sets for them. So like I put way too much time into some of these episodes that are, not the best episodes, but I love how the pictures came out because I was able to put so much detail into them. So I want to give.
That's what I appreciate
the
most.
same amount.
It's a good point, actually. That sometimes when you don't care so much for an episode, do you find yourself putting more effort in to make it good? And then when you have a good episode, you find it difficult because you can't live up to your own expectations. Because I often find that.
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. I haven't done any of the top 10 yet. I just started building one today. So I'm having fun with it, but a lot of those episodes have characters that I have figures of. So a lot of the fun for me is putting together a boss figures, and things like that. So I don't know if I'm going to have as much enjoyment when, I have a Joker figure. I have Mr. Freeze. I have Two-Face. So we'll see.
So out of all the ones you've done so far, my favourite is the custom Bruce Wayne that you did for the Boss Biggest picture and for the Forgotten. I really enjoyed that one. Brilliant. Those three customs, to be fair, they are, for a BTS fan, straight away what episode that is, and it's fantastic.
That's what I'm hoping, that a lot of people, when they look at them, know, like, they don't have to see that I'm doing a ranking system to be like, oh, that looks like it's the animated series this episode.
Yeah, it's like the Tiger one. You've got the yellow cat, the tigress, and then you got the ginger docs. Straight away.
Dr. Dorian.
Dr. Dorian. Sticks and stones, Miss Kyle.
I made you. No, it's a lot of fun, and for me, as soon as you posted like the Terrible Tree, I was like, okay, you could tell he's gonna put in a lot of good work on this stuff, and every single one so far, it's been spot on to a scene in the actual show, and you're doing it with Lego, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's fun because you have those awesome figures, the ones that they came out with that are.
Yeah, but I can't make a red claw.
Right, that's the difference is you're not going to customize a red claw or a sewer king. It's going to be hard. It would probably cost way too much money to do that.
Yeah, way more money than I'd want to be willing to spend. Now, in terms of Batman the Animated Series, we can tell that you're a big fan just in your pictures alone and the fact that you powered through those episodes. Have you been up to date, or are you going to be up to date? Are you interested at all in the reboot, the Adventures Continue?
I read the first issue.
Oh, nice. What'd you think?
I thought it was a pretty good start. But, I wasn't expecting it to be a giant robot and Lex Luthor in the first issue, but I'm here for it.
That's good.
If it was animated, but that probably costs too much money for them right now and whatnot.
There have been some rumblings and rumors, and Kevin Conroy himself on Twitter has addressed that he'd be very interested in that. They might have been having talks. And what would your thought process be on the possibility of Batman the Animated Series getting a reboot in 2020? The last time they aired an episode was in the 90s, and I mean, with things that have been rebooted or touched up before, it could go horrendous, and we've seen it go horrendous. So what are your thoughts?
My worry would be that it seems throughout the years, Bruce Timm has sort of slipped a bit. Like, I think he's got a weird way of thinking, like the Killing Joke, where he has Batman banging Barbara Gordon on a rooftop, and like, I'd be worried that he would do something like that in the animated series that would taint it. Like, I have all the confidence in Paul Dini. If Paul Dini was
absolutely.
I think he still is excellent. But I don't know, Bruce Timm, he would worry me a little bit.
Yeah, it's like Paul Dini that they've got on board now with Ty Templeton. I'm not going to ruin the second issue for you, but it's really good. So you should definitely check that out because their storytelling has not changed. I mean, this is the guy that wrote Arkham City as well. He's awesome. So I think if they can get most of the same people on board, even if Paul Dini's there to curb Bruce Timm a little bit, which would be good. But
it's like a check and balance system. You got to have Dini if Paul's involved.
Yeah, I think they're certainly thinking of rebooting it, aren't they? I mean, there wouldn't be any point in doing this comic if they weren't thinking of rebooting it, really. But I think the worry is that they will politically correct it, and I think I think you're right with Bruce Timm's radical way of thinking. It might not go as well as people hoped, but
I think they, they're trying to be more edgy, and you don't necessarily need to be more edgy for it to be good.
Yeah.
No, in fact, the fact that I guarantee that Bruce Timm was trying to push it way more than it was supposed to be back in the 90s, and they still got away with a ton. And that's probably tame nowadays, and he'd want to push it even further. So, I think they got the perfect mixture back in the day due to the checks and balances. I wouldn't want to see.
Absolutely.
I would be afraid. I'd be afraid.
I think the censors actually helped out a lot.
Yeah.
They did a good job.
And most TV companies wouldn't be able to broadcast that kind of stuff on kids' television, so they'd have to put it through their own DC service, which is only available in America. So it kind of it doesn't really work.
Right. Well, I'm sure you guys are gonna have access to HBO Max, right?
Oh, I'm gonna make sure of it. Yeah.
But that's not just gonna be in America, right? Because I would think
not sure.
That's what I would think they're gonna eventually. I think they're gonna just move everything over to there.
Especially with the way things are going with movie theaters, about to be obsolete.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Especially because I don't know if you guys saw, but they have a few new movies that were supposed to be out in theaters, and they're charging $20 to see it for 48 hours. What are your thoughts on that system?
Well, that's a joke.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Yeah, because I could see if you had like a family of 5 or 6, that'd be okay. But overall, you're not going to have as good as a setup. It takes away from the experience of going and seeing with a crowd.
Yeah, I don't go to the movies enough now anyway. I see the DC movies, I see some of the Marvel movies, and then if there's like a really good action movie, I'll go see it. If there's not
Tarantino.
Right, like if there's not a lot of good special effects, and you don't know that it's going to be, like a Tarantino where there's going to be great dialogue, I see no point in paying, $20 to go see it.
To see the Invisible Man.
100 other people that I don't want to be around.
Eating a full pizza next to you.
Right. the smells you get, you hear people's opinions during the movie. I'd rather just watch it at home then.
That's interesting. Yeah, I like hearing what people's thoughts are on this, because I've talked to a few people and it's a bit about split, I would say. So that's funny. I'd like to see it in my house. I don't need to go see it to a movie theater. Unless it's like a crazy movie like Joker, that was enjoyable to see with people.
Yeah, that was that was the first movie that I've seen, like, I think on a Friday night in probably a decade.
Nice. We haven't talked to you since that movie's come out, so tell us a little bit about what you thought of it.
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought that I didn't know if they would handle it, correctly, where it could stand on its own, but I thought they did a brilliant job with the character. Different take on it. I know some people probably are like, oh, it's not a comic character and whatnot, but they made a really good Joker movie without Batman in it.
Yeah,
which is great.
It was brilliant, and it just shows you what a good director can do when he's just left alone to do it, and Warner Brothers don't meddle
on a cheap budget.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it's the most profitable comic book movie in history, isn't it?
Well, yeah, they spent like $50 million on it and made over $1 billion. That's nuts.
Crazy.
Have you been to the stairs?
No, I have not.
How close are you to the stairs? Because I heard they were in Brooklyn.
They're in the Bronx.
The Bronx.
They're
my
in the
fault.
Bronx. But it would probably be 2 train rides for me, but I just never went there.
Yeah, I would be afraid to take a subway after Joker too.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, all these mass riots that were supposed to happen, and all this craziness that was supposed to be brought about from the Joker movie never happened as well.
No, of course not. It's
ridiculous.
There's more mass riots for toilet paper.
Yeah,
I did. Those rumors were definitely made by Marvel fans.
I was sitting there and I was like, of course, DC movie, and they're going to get boycotted and whatnot, but they made a ton of money. It worked out.
Marvel fans were like, how dare you make a storyline with depth?
I give DC credit that at least they changed things up. Like, it's not the same like Marvel's formula works, but going into those Marvel movies that, okay, the main hero, he's gonna have like a mentor's gonna betray them. Like, just go through all their movies. That's exactly every single movie. And who the bad guy is gonna be, but it works for them. They're good movies, but I think DC takes a lot more risks with
they definitely do.
It's so true. I can remember talking to a mate at work, and we were talking about the Spider-Man Homecoming movie, which I've actually seen, I'm ashamed to say, but we were on about Mysterio, and they were saying beforehand, he's not going to be the villain in this movie. Like, he's different. It's like a different version of this movie. It's like, no, he's going to be the villain. Like,
right.
He will betray him. And he's like, no, he won't. It's like, no, he will. A couple of days later, he went to see it, came back, and guess who was right? Yeah, it's so true.
That was my favorite one because it was like just so in your face that they were using their formula.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god! Like, how can you not see that? Like,
and
add quip
that's what
here.
I actually found enjoyable about it was like, okay, when's it gonna happen? Like,
when's it gonna happen?
Put the knife in Peter's back.
Yeah,
that actually.
I'm sorry, but those glasses were so stupid.
Was it Edith? Was that the name of it?
Yeah. Oh my god, so stupid.
Yeah, I definitely liked the first one better than that one, the one with Vulture.
Oh yeah, because Batman was in it.
Yeah, Batman.
That scene alone where him in the car was worth it. He's a great actor.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Now, speaking of
the whole, you either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Hopefully, we see him live long enough to be Old Man Bruce Wayne in the Batman Beyond movie.
Oh my god,
that'd be cool.
Oh my god.
Speaking of Batman movies, we also haven't talked to you since we've seen all this new stuff regarding Robert Pattinson, the reveal of the Batmobile, the Batsuit, the leaked images. What are your thoughts on what you've seen so far on this film?
Batmobile is freaking awesome. I love it.
It is cool.
It might be my favorite design since like the Burton one. Like I wasn't huge on the Tumbler.
Because it literally is a tank.
Yeah, Affleck was all right. But this one, it looks sick. And then Pattinson, I like Pattinson. I think he's going to do a good job. I got faith in him.
Have you seen The Lighthouse?
I have not seen The Lighthouse yet.
I watched that just because he got cast as Batman. I could see him doing really well because I would just wish also William Dafoe was Joker. That would be awesome. That's a whole nother thing.
He looks just like him.
Yeah, exactly. Like if
you're going by looks.
Luckily, he's also a good actor, so we'll see. Maybe some off-brand.
I'm waiting for the big reveal of what Colin Farrell is gonna, like, a clear picture of him as Penguin
and Catwoman.
Yes, the thing with her is I could see her, like I see it. Colin Farrell is like just not see it. Not that I don't see it. He just wouldn't be my first pick because everyone's seen Penguin. And Colin Farrell, is known to be a good-looking guy and whatnot, and to see him as the Penguin, I think is going to be really interesting. I'm so curious on the take that they're going to have with him.
Could you have seen someone like Jonah Hill instead as Penguin?
I am so happy that it's not Jonah Hill.
Yeah, same.
He's
too jokey. I don't like it.
Because it makes it interesting. I think it's risky going with Colin Farrell because he's not what you think of right away. But I think it's going to work out.
I would have been really sad Jonah Hill was Penguin, to be honest.
Yeah, I remember they were talking about Josh Gad also, which isn't as bad as Jonah Hill, but I still wouldn't have wanted him.
No, I don't want
the
snowman.
The they're going.
Yeah, I do too.
There's been a few pictures of Colin Farrell, hasn't there? Bulking up, to say the least. On some of his pictures, he's been seen as putting on a bit of weight, so might be something they're looking at doing. But he's got a bit of extra time now, given Batman's been pushed back by 4 months because they've only recorded sort of 25% of the film, they were saying, haven't they? So it's not completely.
You could go really method.
Yeah, they're actually recording it near to me, which is quite weird. So I'm gonna have to go and see if I can have a look around. But
you're gonna have to be our underground reporter. We'll say you're an anonymous tipper.
I actually, when they were filming Joker, my job at the time, they were literally filming right outside of the Joker.
Oh, cool.
I went out there one day, and they got the camera crew, and I'm like, oh, what are you guys filming? Because I had an idea what it was, and they had the phone booth set up that you see him in that clown costume, and they told
Carnival?
me the fake movie that they had there they're like, oh, it's this movie called Romeo, and I look to my left and I see a bunch of 80s squad cars, and I was like, you mind if I take a walk down there? And they're like, no, go for it. And as soon as I get there, on the cars, Gotham police.
That's cool.
And I was like, oh, this is it. And,
Romeo.
It's like Romeo, you liar,
right.
you.
And they were filming the phone scene that day.
Oh, nice.
The bad day scene.
Yep. And it's fun. They used to film the Gotham TV show over there. So
what a show.
Yeah, right under the Manhattan Bridge. That's where apparently it's a good place for Gotham.
They shot a lot of pier scenes there.
Yeah, it's funny. They actually used the bridge as the police department, which I thought was interesting because there's no inside to it, but they would film the outside of it, and they'd put up the statues or whatever they had for the GCPD. So it's cool seeing something that get transformed into a movie or a show.
Yeah,
I always wonder how they scout these locations out, and think of these ideas, because someone obviously gets paid to do that, goes out and looks at certain places for certain scenes in a movie, and that. I think it's fascinating how they scout all these areas out, because it's not just, it's like from all over the world, isn't it, that they find these places, which is, I think it's amazing.
They probably got someone on Pinterest.
Pinterest.
Yeah,
That's
it's crazy. Like, I mean, we're on about the Spider-Man movie that got filmed on like 3 different continents, I think, didn't it? Which is amazing, to think of all the locations they've got to go to, and all that they're like cobbling it all together. It's just amazing how they figure out all these locations. It's like, even for the Batman movie, we've seen a scene in Scotland, like a funeral scene. We got the scene in Liverpool. They'll undoubtedly film some of it in the US. There's some filming in London as well. It's crazy, all the different locations and that they've got to set up. I mean, we've only seen 25% of it filmed yet, so it's crazy.
Yeah, I
hope we see a purple Catwoman soon.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, definitely.
Gingy purple, not bright.
She played Catwoman in the Lego movie.
Oh, that's true.
So
I just watched Mad Max, and she has like a short haircut.
Yeah, I saw that she cut her hair down again.
Very Audrey Hepburn looking.
Yeah, she's gonna be good. She's a good actress.
And speaking of cats, I want to show this picture because this was an experience. Joe Exotic, the Tiger King. What did you think overall?
I loved it.
It was like watching a train wreck, but you couldn't stop watching.
It was so crazy. Just that, like, the worker that got their arm taken off is probably the sanest person in the whole show. The person who decided, like, just take my arm off so I can get back to work. That is the sanest person in that whole thing. Yeah, that was awesome. I was actually thinking the other day, with all these Catwoman photos that I've been doing since she's been up like so early, and they were going like sort of the animal activist route with her. Like, imagine if they made her like a Carol Baskin.
Oh, alternate universe.
Like, she would be she'd be a really hard villain to like. Like, it would be
really
a
hard
route to go for Catwoman.
Would she wear the flower crown? Is what I want to know.
Oh God! If you really wanted her to be hated, yes.
Hello, all you cats and kittens. Did you watch the new? I haven't watched the newest episode. I almost couldn't take it anymore. I almost shut it off when it showed him at the funeral talking about how it was his husband's wish for him to run for governor and all that. I was like, oh my gosh, this is too much.
Yeah, it's shameless.
This is too much, man. This is shameless.
It's just shameless. I watched the 8th
and it was
episode.
worth it.
It's just them catching up with the people that were on the show. So it's Joel McHale from Community just interviewing everyone.
Also, the soup. Way
Yes.
flashback.
Yes, and the soup.
But yeah, you killed it on that picture. I had to do a few Tiger King. It was a quarantine event. It'll go down in history. That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, that's what got us through the first of the quarantine. Was Tiger King.
I know. Even
watch Abducted in Plain Sight.
Abducted. Yes, I did.
I don't know which one of
That's
them
creepy.
is crazier between the two stories.
The family that let that 30-year-old like sleep with a 13-year-old and said it was this therapist's prescription. Like what?
He slept with the mother. He had the father give him a hand job. He married the teenager. So it's like I don't know which one's crazier between Tiger King and that.
Just bear in mind for people listening, I've never heard of this. And I'm hearing it for the first time.
You have to watch Abducted in Plain Sight just to hear the father tell the story of him jerking off this guy.
And then there's Fire Festival. Then there's Fire Festival with the guy that gave a blowjob, was prepared to give a blowjob to like get money or water.
God, that one I haven't watched. Maybe I'll check that one out.
There's like 2 different documentaries, Netflix and Amazon Prime did one. So, aren't you guys enjoying our podcast about toy photography?
It's gone slightly on a tangent there about something I have no idea what it is.
That's cool. Plus, Joe's always down. He's got the pictures to prove it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that Tiger King picture. So, what character is that has the Fu Manchu that you took that from?
That is from it was a Lego Batman movie, just a random cop.
What?
That he's got some sick facial hair. So I was able to use him.
Okay, is there any chance that we could get a hint for the next 3 days of your BTAS, maybe? We could hype up or maybe at least one.
The next 3, I mean, I'm not the Riddler, so I can't I can't come up with something right now of
riddle me this
without giving them away. I don't care if I give them away.
It'd be a fun tease.
But the next 3 that we got coming up are tomorrow is Batman is in a location in someone's house.
Okay.
Oh, I can guess that.
And then
that's a good one.
The other ones you're gonna for the second one you're gonna need some sort of like fortune telling or a crystal ball to prophesize what it is. And then
great hint.
After that one, it's 2 animals. the name of it is 2 animals.
Oh, okay.
If you go through them in
It's
your
place
head,
where Scott lives.
You'll figure out what it is.
It's somewhere near where Scott lives?
Yes.
I just recently had to do that one. And that's another thing I got to tell you. That's why I enjoy seeing your take on it too, because I've done these so much. It's enjoyable to see what someone else has to say. Because, I mean, outside of Scott and sometimes Simon and like the Bat Collector Lewis, I don't really get to hear too many other people's opinions on the episode. So to see someone that you have a big following, and for not only a toy photographer, but also for someone that does exclusively Lego, you have a huge following.
Yeah, and I got a pretty big.
It's well deserved, and because you take the time and care, as we've already shown in just the Batman animated series episodes, and the Tiger King. But for me, it's enjoyable just to see someone else's takes, because, I mean, you can only take so much of your own.
Well, it's funny too. I'm sure with you guys also. Just sitting down ranking them every day.
That has to be tough.
Episodes get swapped. Where I'm like, you know what? This maybe I was wrong about this episode. It's not as good as this one, and it's so hard because so many episodes are so good. Like it's easy to like Underdwellers, Terrible Trio. Those are easy to put at the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone is arguing like, oh, the Terrible Trio, that's in my top 4. Like, it's just not. If it is, I'd be fascinated to hear a person's take on why the Terrible Trio is a
the
top
only reason
5
that episode's good is because it's well, firstly hilarious to see Robin have like his arm broken by some idiots and some really bad costumes.
Batman had to call in Robin to take care of those clowns. It's just like it's such an upsetting episode. Like he hangs out with them at the freaking country club.
We're taking them on like a ski in the snow. So bad.
Just not a good episode. Not their best.
The low point, at least.
It's not great. But
at least we have your great recreation, because there's no way I could even do anything close to that with the figures.
Well, you can make like out of cloth. That's what you should do during the quarantine.
Oh, that's true.
A cloth fox suit and a shark head.
We've experienced it all. In terms of animated series, have you watched anything on the DC universe, like the Harley Quinn?
I love the Harley Quinn show.
Who's your favorite character?
Is
it Kite Man?
I love Kite Man.
Kite Man's pretty good. I like him.
They use Kite Man the right amount.
Yes.
He'll be in like every 2 episodes for like 5 seconds.
Say his one line.
Right. He says like his little things and he's gone. They don't focus on Kite Man. But it's either Dr. Psycho or
he's pretty good.
Those two, I think. But they're all good. Like Clayface is amazing on it. King Shark's really funny. I like what they've been doing with King Shark and Dr. Psycho together. But they got a great cast. Like everyone, it's funny. The one episode that I didn't like of the show is when she was away from her gang. Like it was just her. I thought that was the worst episode so far.
And Poison Ivy is also the most true to the character as she was on BTAS, I think.
Yeah, and she
just doesn't give an F.
Like she's just a great straight man. And with everyone else is so psychotic, and she's got to deal with it.
Hopefully they put that on Netflix where you've seen this guy.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. Mixed, I have to say. Most people do say it's good, though, but a lot of people say it isn't, so I'm interested to see what it is all about.
I was taken aback at how much they tried to drop an F-bomb in the first few episodes. I felt like they were trying to prove something. But then after like 3 episodes, it evened out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely crank up the violence and the profanity, but it fits. I think it works well.
And Joker's even growing on me. At first, I didn't mind the voice. I was like, the voice, but it's growing on me. It's getting better.
I think Joker's good in it. That's the same as Clayface, same voice. The guy.
They're the same voice?
Yeah, that was on. You watched Doom Patrol?
Yeah, and he's also the guy that was on that Gotham series.
Right. That
was Bruce Wayne's cousin or something. That's a lost thing, a relic. That'll be forgotten about. Do you remember that, Scott? It was like on. I think it was like on like CW, and it was trying to be like Vanessa Hudgens was in it. Really? It was supposed to be like Gotham's version of the Daily Planet, and they just tried to react, and they were like, "Oh, the Jokers." They were just basically, it was like reference the show.
That came out?
That was out, but it only lasted like half a season.
I remember hearing about that show. And I never knew
it was pretty bad.
Aired. I gotta look that up. That sounds horrible.
Maybe 7 episodes. It didn't last very. Vanessa Hudgens is the big jaw in a Gotham series. It's not going to work.
Yeah, who wants to follow the newspaper?
Yeah, no one's following a newspaper nowadays. Most kids don't even know what that is.
Really?
Is that just a superhero trope, a newspaper?
Yeah, it's funny how that's got to change a bit now, because newspapers really aren't what they were.
Yeah, who wants to touch a newspaper?
Right. And I know on The Flash, I don't watch it anymore, but I remember Iris had a blog, so that was a cool way of adjusting to the times.
I miss when The Flash was good.
Yeah, I stopped midway last season. I'll still watch the crossover specials, but
Are you a fan of Batwoman?
No,
Okay, good.
I couldn't get through an episode.
I enjoy watching more people rip it on YouTube than the actual show.
And her suit's awesome. I like the suit a lot.
Yeah, it looks great.
But it's just, I don't know. It just wasn't good. It seemed like they were trying so hard, and
usually that's a good thing.
Yeah, not in that case.
Well, before we wrap up, Scott, you got any more words?
Well, I wanted to mention this picture before we go. I had to mention it because it's from one of my favorites ever.
Oh, yeah, that's stunning.
So this is from the 20th of March for people listening on Lego. And Lego's page, it's a picture of Arkham Knight fighting Batman. It's such a fantastic shot.
Thank you. I put a lot of work into that one. I had like 3 or 4 different edits for it. And I like that one the best with the police sirens going off. That's what I was trying to do there.
Looks fantastic, and the rain effect looks great as well. I really like that Arkham Batman figure. Is that from the remote control Batmobile?
I think so, yeah. That was the one from the remote control.
So awesome. And you got the 89 as well, haven't you? Because you've got the picture of the 89 figures.
Yeah, I didn't buy the Batmobile. I just
that looks good.
The best price on the figs.
He even went original Robin. Damian Wayne.
Yeah.
I think that's the right Wayne brother.
Yeah, that's from Batman Continues. The one that Burton was supposed to do that the studio decided to go with Forever instead.
Ugh, which is a terrible decision.
Yeah, this movie would have been so much better.
It really would.
I would have loved if Burton would have done Mr. Freeze.
Oh, I think he'd done a fantastic job.
Because he's so good at the making the villain the victim sort of thing and making you feel bad for them. And I think he would have done such an awesome job with Mr. Freeze. But I think that the problem was that the animated series didn't happen yet. So Mr. Freeze wasn't what he was now when Burton was making his movies.
It's like the job he did with Penguin and the sort of sympathy that he made everyone feel for Penguin is just amazing.
It's Penguin in that movie. He's done so well, I think, because you feel bad for him, but it's to a point. Penguin becomes so disgusting in that movie that you're like, all right, enough.
But his death scene at the end, though, is just unbelievable.
Yeah, Burton's movies were awesome.
Yeah, they really were.
Then I have up on my screen right now an example of Joe's great humor. And it's Alfred and Robin wearing masks saying they're not taking any chances with bats. Which is awesome because in these times, it's also great to have some levity and some comedy. And Joe seems to provide that as well as a top-notch photo on a regular basis.
I appreciate
thank you, Joe. We appreciate the humor. I mean,
humor in these animated series shots.
Oh, so far you have. It's interesting to hear your take on them, especially when you do them short and succinct. That's just funnier. It's like, here's the bottom line. This is this is this. Here it happens, and boom.
I have one coming up that I think I'm gonna have 2 sentences about it, and that's gonna be it. And I think it's an episode that people like, and I can't like
controversy.
Yeah, it's one of those that I just don't like the episode.
Well, before we check out, I'm going to flip it again so we can, for our viewers who are too lazy to check a link down below. We know there are some. I've been there myself. I'm going to try to scroll up so you can see his screen name. Let go _ Oh, I didn't even flip the camera. Here it is. Let go and _ Lego. Those of you that want to see, I'll have a link below. And Joe, thank you again for coming on. Thank you for just shooting the breeze with us, talking your page, letting us tell you how much we enjoy your page. And thank you for everything you do for the community in general, not only toys, but just for Lego. They tend to be semi-forgotten sometimes, I guess, in the at least for the people I follow, but I also have some Lego pictures. I'll do in honor of this episode.
I saw you post the Joker one
Awesome.
before.
I got another one coming, a good one. At least I hope. But I definitely enjoy your page, and it takes everything within me to withhold from collecting Lego when I follow you. So it's tough, but I know that I wouldn't be able to beat it. So it makes it feel better in the end. So
it's an expensive hobby to get into. I'm sure you know with the toys that collecting is it is tough on the wallet.
It really is.
I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's a lot of fun. But we get to meet people like you. So I'll take it. So thank you again, Joe. And yeah, hopefully we'll have you back on if you're willing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Because you're one of our favorite guests.
Thank you so much, man.
And yeah, for those of you that are listening, again, please follow Joe, letgo_n_Lego. And we will be back with a pre-show on Wednesday before another guest on Saturday. So we hope you guys enjoy. We'll talk to you later.